If you are interested in acquiring any of my Overkills tutorial guides from Microsoft Flight Simulator, or simply interested in supporting the channel, please consider joining us on Patreon. Patreon subscribers level tier 2 and above have access to all of my guides, as well as any future releases that come down the road. Patreon link can be found in the description below. Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Microsoft Flight Simulator, and in this episode we are back with the F-22 Raptor. For those of you who saw my video yesterday, I titled it as not good. I was having such a horrible time, complete systems failure, animations failing, the aircraft was flying like absolute garbage, like I just could not in good conscience say anything was good about it, like it was just a horrible time. Now, one of the things that I pointed out in multiple points of that previous video was that I was hoping that it was something in my system. So last night I removed all of my add-ons, I reinstalled it, downloaded a new copy, and still had the same behavior. I want to give a big shout out to one of our viewers, and you know who you are, and actually I think there's two of them now that had that comment on it. I have since removed the previous video, by the way, guys, so I won't be posting it back up because obviously it left a bad reference in regard to the aircraft. However, I want to make sure you're all aware of the issue. If you are using SPAD.next, do not use it with the most recent release of the F-22 Raptor dated as of today. As of this video, I should say. Now, hopefully a later release will come on down the road. I don't remember, unfortunately, which version of the Raptor I'm on, but if you see anything on the Raptor that is post-September of 2023, an update, chances are it might be resolved. Now, the issue is that it's not with the Raptor. It's actually with SPAD.next. It's SPAD.next who has to fix the issue. But if you run into an issue where you are taking off, and it happens as soon as you bring the gear up, essentially what happens is there is an issue with inside a SPAD that conflicts with the aircraft and causes the aircraft WASM module to stop functioning. Hence, all of the systems, all the reporting, all the reading, all the animations, everything stop. I think the only thing that I maintained was elevator control. And what I mean by control is that the elevators were the only thing that were actually moving. Now, I was still able to fly the aircraft, turn the aircraft, land the aircraft, but it was just, there was no animation whatsoever. So again, it was a fault of SPAD.next. You guys know, you guys have seen me before, I absolutely call myself out when it's a problem, and I mentioned again multiple times in the previous video that it might have been my fault and that I was hoping it was something that it was on my end, because if it was on my end, I could resolve it. And so thank you to the viewers who pointed me out to the Top Mach Studios Discord. I didn't even know they had one, or I would have joined it a long time ago. I suppose it makes sense, but I guess I never even thought of it. So sometimes you need an outside ear to help you over the curves here, and it was really awesome of the viewers. I had one particular who reached out to me direct on Discord and gave me the information I needed to resolve the issue. So we are back with the F-22 today, doing a review as it is meant to be done, with everything functioning and without me running anything that is potentially breaking it. So SPAD.next is obviously disabled right now, and we are flying with the default controls within inside of Microsoft Flight Simulator. So let's go ahead and jump into the cockpit. We're going to get the aircraft started up and get our butts out of here and see what she's all about when she flies the way it's supposed to. All right, let's get her started up here. I'm going to clear the stick here for a second. Let's turn the battery on. We're going to do a nice fast start here. I want to get her up and running. Got our screens here. And let's go over to the control page. Let's make sure the pump is on. Let's make sure the ignition is on. Whoa, what was that about? Let's set that guy over there and fire it up. Oh, APU. APU would be very helpful here. APU. APU would be a good thing. APUs are always very helpful when starting an aircraft up. Alright, there we go. Now we're back. I had to fight with Track IR for a second. Alright, good start on 1. Let's go ahead and start up on 2. There's a pump. There's ignition. Let's get her rolling. Switch over to right crank. Motor. There she goes. Taxi light on. There's my position lights. Flaps are automatic. 2 good starts. Gen 1, Gen 2, APU off. Igniter or start switch FADEC back to central or center position. Barometric pressure set. Parking brake released. Let's fly. Pause. All right, no, there. Okay, never mind. No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. Come back. Come back, Jack. Come back. I thought you were closed, or I thought you were open. I just wanted to make sure the canopy worked. That's all. Just checking the rotary on the overhead toggle switch hook hammer yesterday. There we go. Kind of excited to fly it this time. Hoping everything goes well. All right, so I did just discover one other part to this, guys. It is not enough that you just have SPAD.next turned off. You must also remove the SPAD bridge module that you will find inside of your community folder if you want to fly this aircraft. Otherwise, the bug will still take place, and as soon as you bring your gear up, you will lose control of the entire cockpit. All right, so let's try this again. Here we go. And rolling. Obviously I had to restart. We just did a hot start from the runway. There's 150 rotating. Set that gear up. Where's my gear key? Oh, I turned my keyboard off. There we go. Hey, gear rotation. Everything's working. Yep, gear's unsafe. All right, now it looks like everything is now working. Good. Not sure what the tremor in the HUD is all about, the shaking back and forth, but some pretty significant bouncing going on. But I will say I have much better control of the aircraft. I'm really glad that I found out SPAD was the problem, because it looks like SPAD was also affecting the way the aircraft was handling, because I can actually rotate. So I don't even know how to describe it, you guys. In my previous video, if I barely touch, and I mean barely, something as simple as reaching out and grabbing the flight stick, the plane would be like this. I mean, just such little touches. I could not do what I'm doing right now. I could not do a nice smooth roll from one direction to the other. So that is a major relief to me. I'm super happy to put this video out, being able to acknowledge that it was SPAD.next causing the problem and not the aircraft. The aircraft is flying absolutely beautifully. Listen to those G-pulls coming around the corner at 550 knots. Take me on your mighty wings tonight. That kind of looks like the Tomcat scene. Hello. Woo. There she goes. Yeah, this is much better. This is a huge relief. Huge relief. I have so much more control of the aircraft now. And obviously my opinions have changed. The aircraft is flying beautifully, it's handling fantastically. Definitely a major improvement from the first time I flew the plane, not just yesterday's video, but just all in all. Oops, rolled, didn't mean to roll. The bouncing and weird tremoring is a little odd. I'm not quite sure what that's about. Sure peaks, no problem. All the way down to 10 knots, look at that. Wait till we get some authority back here. Wow. It's actually a really pretty sight. There's Davis Monthan Air Force Base again. Coming in from the top. Yeah, the weird tremoring, I'm not quite sure what's going on there. Oh, I got plenty of time. Relax. We're gonna roll out. Much better. Gosh, this is so smooth now. Uh-oh. Oh no. Ooh, afterburners. Talk about low speed handling. That almost went bad. I bled it dry there. 33 knots. That's what we got down to. I gotta deal with my track IR settings. They're all screwed up. Oops. Well, I would say that definitely speaks volumes to the flight model. As you guys know, the F-22 truly does have incredible low speed handling and capability. This large wingspan, that large fuselage just makes it a glider. Just turns it into a part of the air. This is fantastic. It is flying absolutely perfect. Again, other than this weird little shake, the tremor, if you will, from left to right that you guys are seeing, I'm not quite sure what that's about. Maybe some flight model adjustments can fix that, but certainly worth the price now in comparison to when it was first released. I have very good handling. I have very good control. I know exactly what the aircraft's going to do now. All of my concerns from my previous video have been alleviated. Textures are absolutely fantastic. What is going on? There we go. Very cool. Very cool. And it's got a ton of features such as the weapons bay. You can actually load the weapons in there. Everything's for display only, if memory serves. Full navigation suite, full autopilot suite. All of that is available and functional. As I had initially stated in my previous video, this is just my track IR being goofy, guys, why I have to keep resetting the camera. I accidentally deleted my profile for track IR, and so I need to redo it, and I didn't feel like doing that. So things like that, and I think some of that was just turbulence coming into the mountain range, which makes perfect sense. But again, that's the only thing that I can say at this point now is just the little twitchy tremors, but it's definitely not game breaking. It's definitely a ton of fun. It's definitely significantly improved from the first time I flew this aircraft. And now I want to land it. So I'm going to start pulling some power off here. We're all the way down to idle. It's going to let it roll on down. I'm wondering if that's something that's a setting in here, though, too. The joltiness. I can't help but think that there's something I'm missing here. Because that gets a little... I don't want to say annoying, it's odd. Shaking left to right is odd. And if you guys know of something that's causing that, let me know. You know, I'm kind of curious. I'm going to take live weather off. I want to know if this is an issue with... It is. It's the wind. Okay, so it's just the way it's reacting to the flight model. Alright, and we're about halfway over. Let's break it. I was actually too far away to do the brake effectively. I should have been directly over the runway. Gear down. So even the shakiness is just due to the live weather. AOA is getting real high, so I'm going to add some power back in. And we're going to make this for a short approach. Gosh, my track IR is so screwy. A little hard there. Hold that nose up. There she comes down. Touchdown. So much better, you guys. Such a better flight. That was so awesome. Such a better experience than it was yesterday. Makes so much more sense now. I'm really glad I was able to get this figured out. Again, to the viewers that pointed out that SPAD was the problem, to the gentleman who helped me out on their Discord and who Discord messaged me direct, thank you so much. Because I don't think I would have ever put these two together. I never would have realized that it was SPAD causing the problem. And again, guys, if you are experiencing the same thing, remember, it is not enough to have SPAD disabled. You cannot use SPAD.next with this aircraft. And you must also remove the SPAD bridge module that you will find in your community folder. Whether you use, what you can do with that is, if you want, is just use addon linker to control the SPAD bridge, or just simply cut it out, paste it on your desktop until you're ready to put it back in, however you want to handle that. But my opinions of the F-22 Raptor from Top Mach Studios have officially changed once again in 24 hours. The aircraft is absolutely fantastic. I had a great time flying it today. Taxiing is a little wonky, a little weird when you have live weather turned on or any kind of wind, but in the grand scheme of things, those things are very easily resolved, and simply disabling live weather absolutely still made it an enjoyable experience, smoothed the aircraft right out, and even with live weather on, the aircraft certainly was still flyable and enjoyable. It just had that little twitch shaking thing going on, which again, at the end of the day, of the list of things to complain about, is very low on the concerning list. So as always, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay safe and healthy, and I will see you all in the next one. Take care, folks.